Welcome back to 5 Minute Fantasy Football, presented to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network and our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you go to Underdog and use FFSGPN promo code so they know we sent you. This week, we're going to have some fun with some interceptions. I know that you're getting ready to watch some football on Sunday. You're going to watch it with friends and family. Get everyone in on the action by just cheering for some interceptions. I'm going to give you 3 players that I'm going to go higher on their interception total: Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston, and Bryce Young. If you don't like all 3 of those, then throw Daniel Jones in there. But all 3 of those guys are going to throw interceptions. You're going to want to play them on Underdog's Pick'em Challenge. Use promo code FFSGPN. So again, let's check out my rankings, and then we're going to talk about our top streaming options for this week. This week, my number 1 quarterback is Jalen Hurts, then Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold, Kyler Murray, then Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, and Caleb Williams. Let's talk about the quarterback position. Let's talk about the running back position. At the running back position, in half PPR scoring, my top guy is Saquon Barkley, then Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, James Cook, and Jonathan Taylor. As far as the receiver position, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Malik Neighbors, Drake London, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Terry McLaurin, and Devonta Smith. Puka may go down based on what's going on right now with his injury, but they are saying that he is trending towards playing. Tight ends, Travis Kelce, Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, David Njoku, Evan Ingram, Cade Otton, Kyle Pitts, Jake Ferguson, Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid, Mark Andrews, and Tucker Kraft. As far as the defenses, we saw the Jets didn't really perform yesterday like some of us hoped, but we have the Vikings, the Chiefs, the Saints, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Texans, the Buffalo Bills, Chicago Bears, and New England Patriots. As far as my streaming options this week, my top quarterback streamer this week is Mr. Bo Nix. But let's talk about the top quarterback, the top defenses to target for your streaming. The quarterback you want to stream: the Buccaneers, the Jaguars, the Ravens, the Bengals, or the Panthers. These teams are the top 5 in points allowed per position. As far as the running backs, you want to attack the Panthers, the Bills, the Jaguars, the Cowboys, the Patriots. As far as the receivers, the Vikings, the Ravens, the Lions, the Jaguars, and the Bucks. Tight end, you want to attack the Chiefs, the Panthers, the Rams, the Colts, the Ravens. So again, the quarterbacks, you're going to want to go after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Jaguars, the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Panthers. And so if you're looking for quarterbacks to stream, that's where you're going. And there's a lot of correlation to the receiver position. Running backs, like I said, Panthers, Bills, Jaguars, Cowboys, Patriots are giving up the most points. Sam Darnold, stream of the week, is Sam Darnold, actually. And Sam Darnold has got the Colts this week. Gets TJ Hawkinson back. Sam Darnold's playing really, really good ball. And you got a great matchup against the Colts. I think Joe Flacco even makes things better because you're going to have a competitive Colts team on the other side that can move the ball and has a fast-paced offense. A lot of passing the ball with Joe Flacco and potentially some turnovers as well. You're not seeing as much of a fast-paced offense with Anthony Richardson, and you're not seeing as high scoring of games. I think this one could be a sneaky little shootout with Sam Darnold having a great fantasy day. You have the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix against Baltimore Ravens. Of course, a rookie quarterback going into Baltimore is scary, but Bo Nix has been really, really good. He's 4th on the year at the position in rushing yards with 259 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also gets a banged-up Baltimore Ravens defense. And Bo Nix he's been decent as a passer as well. Sean Payton's, he's letting him put in the air a little bit, but he's also drawn up a lot of nice plays for him to be able to do what he does best with these timing and shallow and intermediate routes. Bo Nix is a very high completion percentage. He's also being able to use his legs to create as well as to run. Baltimore has been really, really good as far as a matchup you want to target. They're the third best option, and they've been just really bad the last few weeks because of all the injuries. But let's not forget about this offseason. They lost almost all of their defensive coaching staff as well as some key players on defense, and that makes a big difference. It also doesn't hurt that their offense is really, really good, and teams are passing on them to catch from behind, on top of the fact that teams can't run against them. Matthew Stafford is another great option. Stafford gets the Seahawks. Of course, if Puka is in or out, has some effect on this. But either way, I think Stafford is going to be really good this week against the Seahawks defense that could be without Witherspoon. You also have my deeper option is Jameis Winston. Joe Flacco could be in that conversation as well. But the Chargers are not as good of an option. But I still like Jameis because of his ability and his willingness to pass downfield. Cedric Tillman looks really good, but we had 4 different pass catchers have 5+ catches. It's huge. And David Njoku, you have Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy. I mean, this offense looks a lot different. The Flacco effect from last year, very similar. TJ Hawkinson. Maybe this is an honorary stream, but I don't care. I like TJ Hawkinson this week. He gets the Colts, like I talked about, and they're talking about no limitations, no snap count. We'll see what that means, but it's tight ends. I mean, do you really want to play, if you played Tyler Conklin to play it safe, you feeling really good this morning. There's some other guys that you'd rather go with Hawkinson because of the upside, and I don't want him on my bench. Any of these guys could give you a donut this week. Hawkinson could give you a donut. There's not many guys that have the upside that Hawkinson has, so I'm likely going to play him. My stream of the week is Taysom Hill. You can see the Carolina Panthers are not good against tight ends. They're not good against any position. They're not good against running backs. And I have on here, look for Kendre Miller. Kendre Miller's out. So is Jamal Williams. Taysom Hill is very likely the second running back. And Alvin Kamara is dealing with a hand injury. So you can see a lot of Taysom Hill at the running back position. You could see a lot of Taysom Hill at tight end position this week. And so I really, really like Taysom Hill this week against a terrible Carolina Panthers that are already selling off pieces of that team. Hunter Henry, the Titans have been pretty good against tight end position overall for the year, but they didn't really face any of your top fantasy options until recently. Dalton Kincaid, 3 for 52. And the Lions tight ends combined for 7 for 56 and 2 touchdowns. Tennessee has already sold off Ernest Jones and DeAndre Hopkins. They could be selling more pieces this offseason, this next week at the trade deadline. And then my deep streaming options, Will Dissly. He gets the Broncos this week, who are really good defense, but they've been allowing some points to the tight end position. And they didn't really have too many options there at the Chargers. And Dissly's been very involved. Defensive, my stream of the week is going to be the Bengals against the Raiders. But number one we'll talk about is Washington Commanders at the New York Giants. The Giants, they were playing really good ball for a couple weeks, and they were starting to gel a little bit. I know there were some close games, but then they beat Seattle and they beat Cleveland. And Daniel Jones was playing really, really well. Well, Andrew Thomas got injured, and everything has been downhill since. Tyrone Tracy is unlikely to play. He's progressing through concussion protocol, but in 6 days after concussion, I doubt he plays this week. Hopefully Malik Neighbors can get back to form. We haven't seen anything from him in the last 3 weeks after missing 2 weeks with a concussion. But this offensive line, I mean, Daniel Jones he was getting hit as soon as he threw the ball every single time. And they were lucky he didn't take more sacks or have more interceptions against the Steelers. The Commanders have a great opportunity here, and the Giants will be chasing. The Commanders' offense is really good, and this could be a rough one for the Giants at home. Bengals, the Raiders are selling pieces. They benched Minshew. Now they're back to Minshew. They're the second best option to go against, and that's with Devontae Adams in for 3 or 4 games. Bengals have a great opportunity here for a much-needed win, and I think the Bengals defense has a lot of fun against the Las Vegas Raiders. We picked on them before. I'm going to pick on them again. Carolina Panthers, target them, look at their schedule, and start stashing defenses and other pieces against them. Look for their playoff schedule. Derek Carr is back. The Saints defense really was – they were punished by having Spencer Rattler in there. It didn't help that he had the Chargers and Broncos as his first two games. But yeah, the Bryce Young is back. He was much improved last week. It means he only threw 2 interceptions. I think this could be a really, really good game for the New Orleans Saints defense, and you're going to want to scoop them up. Deeper option, you could play either the Tennessee Titans against the Patriots or the Patriots against Titans. That's going to be an absolutely awful game, probably just as bad as the Thursday night game that we saw this week. So again, go to Underdog Fantasy, use promo code FFSGPN so they know we sent you. That is 5-Minute Fantasy Football. As always, good luck this season.